What if I told you the reason you're not getting enough students has nothing to do with your teaching, but everything to do with your marketing? Let me show you what that one thing is. My name is Wolfgang. I've been a musician for the majority of my life. I'm also a music teacher, and I also run ads for music schools. So I'm going to walk you through some of the key components that I think you need to really dial in your marketing and help get you to that next level. And to be clear, nothing replaces a bad product. So if you're a music teacher, you got to be doing a good job. And if you are a music school owner, your teachers have to be doing a good job, of course. There's no replacement for a good product. That being said, dialing in the market, your marketing offers can really take you to the next level for what I'm seeing. So, alrighty, so let us take a look. So what I have here is the 4-piece music student system. This is just a basic kind of zoomed out way that you can look at this to really kind of structure your marketing and take it to another level. So what this is composed of is, number one, your offer, debatably the most important thing. Number two, the creative and copy, so how you're actually delivering this medium of content. Number three, the landing page, so where they go after clicking on your content. And number four, the automations and follow-up, so what happens after the fact, after they say they're interested, after they put their hand up and say they want to proceed, essentially. So those are the four things, and if you miss any one of these, the system really starts to fall apart. So looking at number one, your offer, and I say that this is probably the most important. So the offer, again, most music ads or social media content can fail before they even run, because if you don't have a strong offer, you're not going to be able to resonate with the people you're trying to reach. So number one, when we talk about an offer, we're essentially just talking about what people see you are offering. So it's quite simple. It's a step up from just sign up for music lessons, which that can be an offer, but it's not a very good one. We want a good offer, not just an offer. So if people don't see a good offer, they're not going to be attracted to it and they're not going to move forward with it. So for example, if your offer is kind of right here in this little tube, you want to get them to your offer is step one. We talked about step two being creative and copy, step three being the landing page, and step four being the automations and follow-up. If your offer isn't going to excite them, they're not going to be able to get through the first step. And it doesn't matter how good your creative and copy is. It doesn't matter how good your landing page is, or it doesn't matter how fast you follow up and how efficient you are or how friendly you are, because they have to get past the offer. They have to be intrigued by your offer to get to the next stage. So a couple examples that you could use. There are way more options than this, but we could talk about, say, free lessons, discounted lessons, or some form of bonus. So, a free trial lesson, or, your first lesson 50% off, or your first lesson 20% off with this additional guide for selecting the right instrument for your child's personality or home situation. There's unlimited options, but you see how this helps differentiate you from just sign up, give me money for music lessons. So this is very key to dial down. Now, there's a lot more to be said about the offer, but as a quick kind of run through, that's kind of the basic premise. So number two on this would be the creative and copy. And this is essentially just the medium that you are presenting your offer through. So they kind of go hand in hand. So you could have a video, you can have an ad that's a video, or a social media post that's a video, or you could have just an image. This is my little image drawing. This is known as the creative, essentially. As well, you can have the copy. This is the text that's going to support either the image or the video. So you would likely always have copy just on any Instagram, Facebook post you've seen. There's going to be some form of writing. Now, of course, there's a specific way to structure and write this stuff. And I've seen that depending on how you structure it, I've definitely seen varying results. So it's very important to consider that. But as a main kind of structure for the creative and copy as a whole, you just want to call out people, whether you want to do this by a location. So if you're in, I can't think of a location right now. If you're in New Jersey, New Jersey parents or, New Jersey residents or whatever, call them out by some form of location base or some form of yes question. In this image here, I'm attempting to draw a child using their phone. So one common thing that I've used a lot in the past is, do you struggle with your child always on their phone or getting too much screen time or something along that, something to grab their attention that they resonate with. And then you'll put in the meat of this, between this, you'll put kind of the body, and that will just talk about your offer, maybe touch on some pain points, and things like that. And you'll conclude with a CTA, which is just known as a call to action. And basically you're just telling them to do something. So you call them out, step one, hey, New Jersey residents. Then you talk about, maybe the struggles of kids using their phones too much, parents wanting their kids to, get some more confidence and stuff like that. You talk about what offer you're presenting. Right now you can get a free trial lesson. And then you wrap it up with a CTA, tell them to do something, click the link to get more info or to sign up. So that is 1 and 2, offer and creative and copy. And these kind of go hand in hand. These will kind of be interlocked. So number 3 is going to be your landing page. Now I don't have anything written here. I've made a quick mock example that will buzz through really quickly. But as we talked about over here, for your landing page, you can see 1 page, 1 job, 1 button. As in 1 page, now this is specifically from an ad lens. If it's organic, not necessarily. But from the ad perspective, 1 page, you don't want to make it too confusing, having too many options. 1 job, which is to push them to a single button. In this little mock that I've created, this is not a real music school. We start by just, catching their attention, adding a little bit of context. And you can immediately see we're just kind of pushing 1 job, the 1 button, what they want that they clicked on from the post or the ad, which is a free trial lesson. And you see how now if you have a stronger offer, people are more likely to pursue this and actually want to click the thing because they've already decided they wanted it from the social media post or the ad post. So just a little quick context. Very important on landing pages to have some form of testimonial, some form of proof, credentials, as why people should even believe or trust that you can do good on what you're offering. These are not real. You can do videos too, videos of parents or kids that have worked with you or your music school. And then finally, the last thing is you can see the button will pull towards what they actually want, which is the free trial lesson in this case. Now, I also like on landing pages to kind of tackle the biggest kind of objections or questions that people commonly have. So for example, do I need my own instrument for the trial lesson or the first lesson? Most music schools, I assume, have some form of borrowing system where they can do that for the first couple lessons. Questions like this that parents and just general students are going to naturally have before they want to actually move on and start. And that basically means from top to bottom here, we essentially hook them in with an offer that's worth their while, not just give me money for music lessons. We do so with our medium of either videos or images, and write intentful copy as well as structure the videos or images intentful. And that's with this structure right here, a call out, a body, and a CTA. And then we get them driven to the landing page, which just basically delivers on what they already wanted. The free trial lesson in this case, as well as some answers on their biggest questions or the most commonly asked questions, as well as proof why they should believe you, why should they even proceed. This helps back that up. So that'll lead us to our final thing, which will be automations and follow-up. So basically this directly connects to the landing page. So essentially once you land on the landing page, you say you're interested, now it's time to follow up with them. Now you can have automations which will automatically send, say, emails or text messages to the individual, or you can just manually call them. And there's this very big, very, very important premise in marketing in general of speed to lead. This is not anything that I'm making up. This is just well pushed upon and well backed that you want to reach out as fast as possible. And I have seen this personally with ad leads, that the longer you wait, I'm talking like even minutes, like from 5 minutes to 30 minutes to an hour to 2 hours, the likelihood that they're actually going to proceed with the music lessons, even if they really want it, even if it's a fantastic offer, drastically starts to plummet. And on top of it, once you start to go to days, 1 to 2 days, you can see the conversions rates on average just plummet harsh. So the main premise is, whether it's automations or follow-up, or ideally a mixture of both, manual follow-up, You just want to do it as fast as possible. Obviously, with automations, it happens automatically, so it will be as fast as possible. But with manual follow-up, like a call, which I might even recommend on top of automations, it's still good to get on that as quickly as possible. All right, so those were our 4 steps. We have our offer, give them a reason to actually want to, go to your school, make it worth their while. Creative and copy, just like the medium that you're actually delivering this offer through. Landing page, so like give them the opportunity to exchange information and actually become a student at your school. And automation and follow-up, basically strike while the iron's hot as quickly as you can and try to close the deal. So that's it, just a very, very brief rundown of a 4-piece music student system that I have used and I've seen really, really great results. This is by no means the only way you have to approach getting students in a music school or as a music teacher. There's obviously way more, but this is the way I've had really good success with, and I think you could too if you're serious about trying to improve that aspect of your business. So yeah, if you have any questions at all, you can leave them down below and I'll try to answer them. But I think this is a pretty straightforward tutorial. If you want me to break down anything in more depth, I absolutely can do that. And if you want a little bit more personal, tailored guidance on how to maybe implement something like this into your music business, I'll link it down below. You can book a call and we can set that up. So that is all for today. Hopefully you can move forward on this, and best of luck.